Okay, so we're moving on to the volume of cylinders and spheres. Again, we are going to use the formula sheets that we have. But if you think about it, guys, can I have your attention here for a second? So the volume is how much space it takes, or how much stuff you can fit inside of this, right? So in order to find how much stuff you can fit inside of an object, you need to know the area of the base, and then if you know the area of the base and then multiply it by the height, that would give you the volume. Okay, so the area of the base times the height would give you the volume. Now if I'm thinking about a cylinder, what's my base? A circle. What's an area of a circle? Pi r squared times h. That gives me the volume of the cylinder, right? So it's as easy as, right, pi r squared, the area of my base, times the height, because I need to know the volume. Okay? So in this case, I'm multiplying three things. The radius times the radius, because that's radius squared, times the height, right? So I'm going to end up with a cube, whatever, meter cube, centimeter cube, something cube. Okay? Radius and a height. Does that make sense? All right. A can of tomato sauce has a radius of 3.8 centimeter and a height of 10.2 centimeter. What's the volume of the can? It's as easy as plug it in. Plug it in, find the answer. With the volume, there's tricky questions that you can get. Okay? Because even if you don't have the top, or even if you don't have the bottom, or even if you have whatever, it's not going to affect your volume. Okay? So there's not that many tricky questions. Like with the surface area, it's trickier because the minute I move one of the sides, you're going to have to be careful what you write. Okay? So that's going to be pi times 3.8 to the power of 2 times 10.2. What do I get?
462.7.
And that's going to be centimeter cube. Cube. Here's your bonus question. Now I'm asking you for it, right? I'm asking you for it. How many liters the can hold?
0.4.
And how do you know that? How do you get that?
Divided by 1,000.
So first, you're going to find it in milliliter, right? Because we know the conversion from centimeter cube to milliliter is 1 to 1. Then you're going to divide it by 1,000, right? So I know that this volume is actually 462.7 milliliter, right? Because my conversion is 1 to 1. Then to find the liter, I can divide by 1,000, right? So that gives me 0.4627 liters. Are we okay with this?
Wait, why is it divided by 1,000?
Because 1 liter is equal to 1,000.
Okay.
Trust me, I finished a degree in chemistry and math, and I still have to visualize in front of me the big graduated cylinder with 1 liter and 1,000, so I can do the conversion. In my head, I still can't do it. I have to actually visualize it. Even though I don't know how many conversions I've done in my life, especially in during that degree. Okay. Now, I have a large tin can that has a volume of 3,240 centimeter cube. If the can has a diameter of 15.56 centimeter, what is the height of the can? Where do I start? What's my radius?
7.78 square.
So I divide the diameter by 2. What is it? 7.78. your formula, right, which is volume equals pi r squared h. Plug in the given information. So I know that the volume is 3240. I know the radius. I'm looking for the height. Okay? So 3240, that's for the volume. The radius is 7.78. I'm looking for the height.
Can you move the pi radius squared all over at one time? So you divide it all by that?
Yeah, but you're gonna have to be careful when you do that, how you enter it in the calculator. Okay? So, you can move the whole pi 7.78 squared down here. When you enter it in the calculator, you have to enter it either exactly how you see it, like with no multiplication between the pi and the bracket. You actually enter it like this with bracket, or you're gonna have to remember to put another set of bracket here. So you're gonna have to be careful how you enter this in the
Or
calculator.
just like
Seven
do
and
pi r
7
squared by the answer and then divide it by that?
That you do this divided by the answer. You have to do 3240
Yeah,
divided
that's
by
what I meant.
17 centimeters.
17. And is that to the nearest? Can I have a calculator? Sure. Okay. Make sure that this is what you're getting when you enter it in the calculator. Remember, this is a word problem. Get yourself used to it. Okay? Get yourself used to the idea of it's a word problem. I need to write a variable statement. Do it when you're doing your
I
homework.
can do it even if I don't know.
Do it just in case.
Probably solve
Doesn't
it
hurt.
every time.
It does not hurt.
I just do it for everything so I don't lose words.
And a reminder, you don't show me your work, you don't get the mark. Even if your answer is correct, I can't give you the mark. Because once we do that, I'll start just throwing answers at you, and you guys have to learn. It doesn't work that way. Life is not like that. Any questions about the volume of the cylinder? Pretty straightforward. What if I do this? Okay, now we have the same question, and I tell you, so the volume of the can is, I'm going to use the same volume. And I tell you that the height is 12 centimeter. Find the radius. What do you do?
Oh, I don't even know. Do you have to like square root something?
You jump right away to the answer. Yes, I do like that. Yes, you do. But you have to
If you
isolate.
isolate it.
Mhm.
You would have to square root something.
That's right. So isolating, you're going to end up with square root.
I know,
But
but
let's-
I don't know how to get to that.
you jump to the conclusion. I love
Because
that.
it's beside a square. The R is beside the square.
It's under the square. Yep. Okay, so let's fill it out. All right? Let's fill it out. So I know the volume, and the volume is 3240
And then
pi
R.
r squared, and then my height is 12. What would you want to do?
Pi over?
Sorry?
Can you move the pi over?
Yeah, you can move the pi over, and how do you move it over?
Divide it
Yeah,
by pi.
how about the 12?
Does it matter which one you move it
You have to move both of them,
at the same time?
right? Remember, this is all multiplication, right? If I say pi times r squared times 12, or if I say pi times 12 times r squared, or if I say 12 times pi times r squared, it's the same thing. The location where they are, except this one, because it's under the square, you have to make sure that you keep the square with it. But then the 12 and the pi, they're multiplied, so you can move the 12 and the pi together to the denominator. Like we did when we moved the pi and the 7.78 squared to the denominator. Same thing. Okay? So, first step, you're going to move the pi 12 And then
You square root the answer.
then you square root. Because now I have a square, I can get rid of the square by square rooting. Okay, so now I can square root, which is, you guys find the answer. I think I need to get a calculator to see what. I need you all to try it on a calculator just to make sure that you're entering it properly in your calculator. 9.3. Okay, remember this is side. Just because some people, when they look at this, they go like, where do you get these information from? We're good? So the volume of a sphere apparently is, what is it from your formula sheet? 4/3 pi r cubed. So I only need the radius to find the volume of a sphere. So a spherical exercise ball has a diameter of 1.2 meter. What is the volume?
Divided by 2.
First divide by 2. 0.6. And then use your formula to plug it in. I feel like these are super easy. What's the answer for that?
.90.
0..
9048.
Is that like you did the whole thing, right?
Yeah. I did 4 5 bracket 0.6 to the power of 3 divided by 3.
Okay.
You want to see?
No.
I got that too.
That's right. Because when you cube 0.6, it's going to give you a smaller number, and then that's fine. That sounds like right. Is this the only question in this lesson?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's make it more fun. What is this? This is so easy. Okay. Now, you have a spherical ball that has a volume of what do we want to make it? 234 centimeter cubed. Find the radius. do you divide? What do you do? You have to isolate, yes, you have to isolate, but divide, multiply, what do you
Bring
do?
the 3 over first.
Okay, so let's do that.
Contribute.
Before let's do this for a second, okay? So what do you want to isolate for?
R.
R, right? So what do you do to isolate for R? So what's the first thing you want to move?
The divided by 3.
Yes, so you want to move the division by 3, and that's going to be,
234
Times
times
3.
3.
okay, so I'm going to leave it as V for now, okay? We'll plug it in later. Okay, so I have 3 times V equals to 4 pi R cubed. Then,
Divide by 4 pi.
divide by 4 pi, because I have a multiplication by 4 pi, so move it over. It's going to become 3V over 4 pi equals R cubed. Are we okay with this?
Oh, how the can't mark it? What's the or is there a cube root?
Yes. And it is called that. It's called cube root. It is called cube root. Can you find it?
Oh, I have to do second addition.
So you're going to have to do a cube. There is roots of everything. Square root is just one of the roots. And then you have the cube root, 4th root, 5th root, whatever root, like 25 root, whatever.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
So what you can do, you see the calculator, some calculators have the cube root in them, but also they have a button that looks like this with a kind of a square, right? You get to choose whatever root you want to put there. Okay? So now I can plug in, see, this is more fun than the other question. Now I can plug in my numbers. That should be a 4 pi.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. It won't work.
So what won't work?
I don't know how. Oh, we got the.
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
Now
okay.
find this first. And then, or you can do it all together.
I did 3 times 234.
Yep.
That's what I got.
234 divided by 4 pi.
I got 3.8 centimeters.
You divide by 4 pi?
I think that's this answer
I
right
got
here. No, it's going in there.
You forgot to divide by 4 pi. Well, it's not you forgot to divide by 4 pi, you did something else. Oops. What was that answer? Wait,
551.34.
3 times 234. 3 times 234 divided by 4 pi. 55.
This is the answer 7.47.
You have to put your 4 pi in brackets, alright?
7.47.
Let's see.
3.8.
I got 3.8.
I got
Yes, 3.8.
26.8. Wait, what?
3.8.
Where's your
Why am I getting
You have to do
26?
superpower.
Really?
Did you do
I got 3.8.
I got
Is it
Yeah,
centimeters?
3.8.
centimeters.
Guys, be careful what you're doing with the 4 pi. Usually that's the problem, is when you're dividing by 4 pi, make sure that you're actually putting the 4 pi in a bracket. Otherwise, your
Oh, I
calculator is
did
going to think you're dividing by 4 and you're multiplying by pi.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? If you don't have one of these like fancy calculators that does the fraction, do that.